There are a couple radical professors at the University of Chicago who are the, well, kids of radicals who went to prison for killing cops. And the kids who are now professors are bragging about how wonderful their ancestors were, one of whom was an advisor to Barack Obama. You know, speaking about insurrectionists, there's a group at Northwestern in Chicago, also a very, very top school, very, very expensive, private. The school has announced, in exchange for negotiations with the occupiers of their campus to back down, they've agreed to start, they call it an advisory committee on university investments and commitments, so that they can examine whether or not Northwestern's endowment fund is doing anything in support of Israel. And one of the professors there, the guy's name is Zaid Ayers Dorn, is the son of a radical terrorist group leader, a couple that went to jail years ago for killing cops when they were part of the Weather Underground. And they bragged about it. His father praised Charles Manson. His father was on the FBI's most wanted list. They were arrested. They were chased. They had bombed 20 targets in America during their run of insurrection. And they raised a great kid who is now an insurrectionist and teaching at Northwestern, which just shocks the hell out of me that you could literally go to school and pay $70,000 a year and be taught by a revolutionary who's proud to say, power to the people. My parents killed cops and went to prison and blew up buildings. And
you know what that? Yeah, you know what that does? It plants seeds in crazy people. I think that's probably the point for him doing that. Like, you know, trying to make it like there's limelight there. Like, wow. You have that story? What an awesome story. I want my children to have that story too. Because these people, they're so easily manipulated, Barry.
Let's add icing on the cake. The father, the one that went to prison, was on Barack Obama's 2008 presidential advisory board.
Really?
Yeah. And he was a professor of education at the University of Illinois at Chicago.
Wait a minute, this was after he was convicted for killing cops. He was on.
His name is Bill Ayers, Ayers.
Oh, Bill Ayers.
Yeah, and he was an advisor to Barack Obama in Illinois, and the guy wanted to destroy America.
Yep, Bill Ayers.
I'm serious. Look it up. It's a known fact.
No. Now, when you said Bill Ayers, yes. I know exactly what you're talking about, but I didn't realize his son was teaching. So his son is now teaching probably the same hateful rhetoric. So let me guess. They're indoctrinating kids right now to go ahead and start up for the revolution. As soon as they know President Trump is going to go back into office, is that what my guess here? That they're going to start the revolution and start burning up buildings and start attacking people. I can see that happening too, right? Because the closer we get to November, for some reason, the left, the Democrats, they're losing control. They're losing control of the people. They're not understanding why they have President Trump hemmed up in court right now, and with 4 fraudulent indictments, 91 fraudulent charges, these civil suits, but people are still supporting him. Over 100,000 people showed up in New Jersey. And they're not figuring it out. You know who James Carville? You've heard that name? James Carville?
Yeah, the Democrat strategist.
Yes, exactly. Well, he just did a video piping mad. And guess what he said, Barry? Nothing's working. He straight up said this. He said, nothing is working. We're throwing everything at President Trump. He doesn't say President Trump. He said Donald Trump, and he used other words. We're throwing everything at him. But nothing is working. They're getting desperate. So the reason why I bring that up, because they're planting seeds to have people go out and act a certain way.
Well, let me ask you, because I know you've got a crystal ball. and you've predicted some things that nobody else did. The Democrat National Convention, is going to be in Chicago. And these radicals are talking about the fact that they're going to attack the convention because the Democrats are not radical enough for these revolutionaries. In other words, Joe Biden is a conservative, if you can imagine that, to these people. And anything short of burn it all down, BITCH, is not going to be good enough for these people. I really am curious what's going to be going on in the streets when these people are talking about no justice, no peace, and attacking the Democrats.
Imagine
when it's on television and Joe, regular Democrat, wherever, is watching it on TV going, that's not the Democrat Party that I remember.
So I think at least the DNC in Chicago, the Democrat National Convention, I think they're going to have two different fronts. I guess in this case, it's going to be three different fronts. One is the obvious. You're going to have conservative Republicans that's against them, right? And they may come out and show, protest against them a little bit. For the most part, they don't ever do it. They just let them do their thing and, they go to work. But the other two, one are the black people in Chicago that's upset with the Democrat Party for bringing all the illegals into the country and replacing them. They've been screaming for reparations, and all of that money's from out of nowhere, all of a sudden going to these illegals. The black people said that they're going to protest against the DNC when they bring it to their city. They said, don't expect us to support you. Then there's the third one. Where they call Joe Biden Genocide Joe. Right? Calling him Genocide Joe. And I've said this from the get-go. Joe Biden, he's just a puppet, and he's playing both sides of the aisle. He's trying to act like he's a friend and ally to Israel while he's undermining them at the same time. But these people that's calling him Genocide Joe, they don't see that. What they see is that there's a single support. We know that there's multiple support, but they don't even want to see a single thing, a single support going to Israel. They want Israel completely cut off. So Hamas, Yemen, Iran, all of these other nations that want to destroy Israel will have free reign to do so without Israel getting support of the United States of America. That's the reason why they call him Genocide Joe. It's all a game. It's all a ploy. But those are the radical ones, like you're mentioning. Those are the radical ones. Those are the ones that's willing to strap things to their persons and go in and just saying.